I was scrolling through Bloomberg Business on Instagram and found this post. If Bitcoin were to hit $200,000, half of the world's billionaires would be crypto billionaires. And this is quite a crazy claim because there are thousands of current billionaires. If we look at 2020, how many billionaires are there in the world for 2020? 2,095, according to Forbes, as of March 18th, 2020. And these are 2,095 billionaires that have been recorded, but I definitely think now in 2021 we might be approaching towards 2,500, or there might even be 3,000 billionaires, because I definitely think this number will not reflect the current amount of billionaires due to not every single billionaire wanting to reveal the source of their wealth, and some may have gotten it illicitly. But what's interesting to note is that there's 58 fewer than a year ago and 226 fewer than at the beginning of March. Now, in 2021, there was a fair amount of new billionaires, either from cryptocurrency or from vaccine companies or from all of that. So we're well above this number now. But this is talking about half of the world's billionaires. Let's just say 2022, we might hit 200,000, and if not, 23 or 24, or even 2025. Let's just say 1,500, even if it's 3,000 billionaires, 1,500 or 1,250 billionaires from cryptocurrency. This is quite a bold claim. Obviously, there's going to be more billionaires, but up to 1,000? I mean, we can just look at the current billionaires from cryptocurrency, and there's quite a few. There's over 50 of them. Not everyone was solely from cryptocurrency, because there's definitely a few crypto billionaires that have made hundreds of millions of dollars thanks to cryptocurrency. But how did they make that? They already had hundreds of millions of dollars, or even they were already billionaires before from their family fortunes, from whatever companies they've made, and they were able to invest on the spot a few $100 million. It doubled, it tripled. There we go. Now they're crypto billionaires, considered part of the list. But most of the current crypto billionaires are early investors and or developers, people who are CEOs, the executives of cryptocurrency exchanges and the largest cryptocurrency mining companies, and in general crypto companies, fintech companies. So let's see what this has to say. Venture capitalist Paul Graham has pointed out that wealth is earned much more quickly nowadays. Well, no duh, thanks to the internet. Crypto, after all, is only 12 years old. Bitcoin billionaires haven't necessarily had to work their way up, finally achieving a top position in their 60s. Yeah, okay. This has been going on for a while before cryptocurrency, with even YouTube. Obviously in 2005 it wasn't monetized, there was no AdSense, but before YouTube you had MySpace, you had all these social media platforms. From 2005 to 2010 there was plenty of opportunities to get involved with social media, get influencers, start making millions of dollars, tens of millions. But before that, even creating the social media networks themselves, you had Mark Zuckerberg, you had Jack Dorsey, you had all the guys who invented the social media platforms. They had less than a year's time to suddenly make hundreds of millions of dollars in certain cases, and boom, they were billionaires. If you have a new and radical idea for how to help the poor, there's never been a better time to be a nonprofit entrepreneur. I mean, that's true. The Bitcoin ecosystem has been self-sustaining since the beginning, and so it should hardly come as a surprise that crypto billionaires take Bitcoin itself as a model for future institutions, including in philanthropy. Now, what's interesting is the comments on this particular article are very negative. Not if Democrats are in the White House. I think it's a matter of when. There we go, positive content. Just cancel everything. This is a bad joke. That's not going to happen. So-called future billionaires will be trapped. And I see this in a lot of comments on this post, actually, that a lot of people think, hey, Bitcoin's going to hit $200,000. You're going to have a lot of billionaires that are not going to be able to sell. Well, sure, if you suddenly have 1,000 billionaires who are trying to sell billions, potentially even well over $1 trillion or $2 trillion or a few $1 trillion worth of Bitcoin at the same time, then yeah, that's not going to work out so well. But it is liquid. It's not like NFT or art where you have to wait until a specific buyer really likes your piece, really likes your token. People from all over the world want to constantly purchase Bitcoin. You can sell Bitcoin within a matter of seconds as soon as you can get it out of exchange. And on all of these exchanges, it's super, super easy. If you have money, if you have connections, it's not going to be too difficult to get 50,000 Bitcoin sold within a matter of a year if you're smart. Here's another comment. I can't understand one thing. For Bitcoin to pump this much, from where is this money coming? We already hit $65,000. $50,000. We're currently at $56,000. From where is this money coming? Maybe the criminals around the world have got a place to keep their money. Okay, institutions, people who are already rich, who are waiting for Bitcoin's price to drop. They want a piece of Bitcoin as this community keeps growing. There's still billions of people on this planet. Yes, many have heard about Bitcoin, but very few out of the entire population of this planet still own Bitcoin. The number is growing every single month, but there's plenty of places on this planet where people don't even have internet yet, let alone investing in cryptocurrency. There's plenty of opportunity out there. Here's an interesting one. What a douchey photo, a douchey statement. Bitcoin has no function. It's extremely unstable and second to the local currency, even in places where you could use it in some places. Yeah, it's like the local currency on every single corner of this planet is stable. Like Venezuela's super stable currency, right? People aren't flocking to Bitcoin because they have hyperinflation. And Venezuela's not the only country where this is going on. The only way for these people to become billionaires would be for others who also invested their money to lose the value of their investment. No, because people who would purchase from these billionaires, what the billionaires would be selling, others would want that Bitcoin. It's just like stocks. It's like playing the stock market. There's demand in markets, and if there's a nice enough demand, the volume rises alongside the demand and the prices start to rise as well. This is opposed to wealth created by providing brand new value to society and expanding the economy. And if all those crypto billionaires want to change their fake currency for real money, no bank will follow. Oh my God, this is why I don't really go on Instagram. This is why I don't really go on Facebook. I try not to argue with these people because ultimately I don't care. If you don't want to be a part of Bitcoin, I don't care. You can lose out. It doesn't matter. There's been plenty of people that over the past few years have missed out. They don't want to hear it. They keep calling it a scam. They say, you know what, it's a bubble. It's going to fall. It's going to be ripping apart. Yeah, this was supposed to happen in 2017 and 18 and 19 and 20 and long before that, actually, 2012 and 13. I don't care. Maybe it happens this year. Maybe it happens 10 years from now, 100, 1,000, 10,000. They're going to be long dead. They're not going to have any money. That's okay. There's a lot of people who are extremely skeptical, and unlike some other people in the cryptocurrency community, I don't want everybody to be investing in this. It's even better for us, you know, because the people who do invest are going to be like Dave Portnoy, who recently got back into Bitcoin, even though he said he's never buying Bitcoin again. And the first time he bought Bitcoin, he immediately decided, you know what, let's just put $1 million into something that I don't really understand. And he panic sold as soon as Bitcoin dropped a little bit, and he lost a lot of money. He lost $25,000 off of $1 million, lost because he didn't really sell. And if he held, he would have $5-6 million. Well, he decided to panic sell. He actually did sell. He lost money, and then shortly after he sold, it started rising, and it reached all-time highs of 50,000, 60,000, 65. It's probably going to hit 70, 80,000, 100,000. That's all right. So that's why we bought back in again. It's like, these people who don't understand this fully. If you're interested in it, do your research, and only if you're ready to invest with money that you can afford to lose, that you won't be panicking. You're not going to be rushing to your exchange to sell as soon as it drops a little bit because there's always going to be volatility. And that's all right, because it gives a bad name to cryptocurrency, because these people shout the loudest, the ones who lost $1,000. While the ones who made $200 million, they don't care. They're happy with their money at this point. It has no value. It's a bubble. Yeah, I'm sure the Winklevosses would disagree. And also with that banking comment, then why are people like Brian Armstrong, the Winklevoss twins, Changpeng Zhao, CZ, all of these guys who created the exchanges and are getting paid mainly in cryptocurrency, and all of these new multimillionaires, even the influencers, why are they able to go to the bank, withdraw millions of dollars from cryptocurrency? You think the banks ultimately care? It's just a show that they're putting on. The banks are investing themselves into Bitcoin. This is the reason why crypto is a bubble. Sooner or later, these TikTok investors will start liquidating their holdings and then crash. Anybody who listens to TikTok for investment advice is just, I'm not going to say the word, but you know what's on my mind. You shouldn't be investing from TikTok. I hate TikTok at this point. What mentioned, and Satoshi would be the richest person on Earth by far. That's true. If he did have 1 million Bitcoins, he would be the richest person on this planet. A business listed on the New York Stock Exchange earns revenue and pays dividends in addition to having capital growth that tracks the growth of the economy. Digital currency makes and sells nothing. It has no revenue, only capital appreciation driven by the cult of greed. The artificially restricted supply of Bitcoin and the artificially continued demand for it caused by the cult's hustle of new money, not the asset, is all that drives the market price. When the market peaks broadly and people scramble to become liquid rather than watch their on paper worth fall, Bitcoin will sell down as well. Valueless so-called assets are even more valueless when they're imaginary. Well, it does have value. It's well over $1 trillion Bitcoin by itself, and all of the altcoins are worth over $2 trillion. And even if it would fall again, every single time we fall into a bear market, the floor is raised. You can easily see this. This is why every single time we hit new all-time highs in bull markets, it's because we started from a higher price than before. This happens every single cycle. And you might have recognized this pattern because this is also what happens with the Dow Jones. Apart from flash crashes with cryptocurrency and the stock market, when you look at index funds, mutual funds, the S&P 500, all this stuff, you have recessions, you have the pandemic, you have all this stuff that's driving these small corrections here and there, some large crashes every now and then. But ultimately, if you look at the long term, it's going up regardless. It doesn't care. Some people may say, oh, it has no value. Some people may look at stocks and say, oh, they're perfect. At least they're providing something. Not always. You had recently a case, actually multiple cases, but the most recent high profile case, we might make a video on this, might not, is in Germany. Instead of the Dow and the S&P 500, you had, I forgot what it was called, but you had the top 30 companies, all right? And Wirecard got into the top 30. It was supposed to be a new fintech company. It had billions of dollars under assets. It was going to revolutionize the German fintech world. And then, bam, one of the executives took out $2 billion. It disappeared. You had Ernst & Young. They got involved in this scandal. How could accountants, such popular accountants from a world-recognized Class A firm, sign off on stuff that's BS? Where did $2 billion disappear? And the stock plummeted. Everything was shut down. See you goodbye. They still haven't caught the executive. He fled the country. Well, you had Ponzi schemes. Remember Bernie Madoff? You want to know what's funny about that story? He was the former chairman of NASDAQ. The former chairman of NASDAQ was involved with a $64 billion Ponzi scheme that was unraveled by the 2008 recession, which was caused by the banks and the insurance agencies and all these investment companies that had really crappy, junky bonds. It's super complicated, but everything unraveled. It was like a house of cards. And you think everything's perfect right now? No, inflation is just one of the cherries on top that you have to worry about. It's certainly not the most important. There will be another recession or Great Depression or whatever's coming within our lifetime, and that's because the problems that were present in 2008 weren't fully fixed. They've been covered up like a band-aid, and everything's going up and everybody's happy until it isn't. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are a solution towards inflation. Although it may not be a permanent solution, it's certainly better than the current system at play, and it works best when it's combined with the current system. It's not trying to beat out and be the number one digital world currency or anything like that, although some crypto enthusiasts would like to believe so. I don't believe that there's going to be 1,000 billionaires, that half the billionaires in the world are going to be crypto billionaires. I do believe that possibly half of the billionaires of this world might own cryptocurrency, but that doesn't automatically make them a crypto billionaire. I think a fair amount, I think a few hundred billionaires might be formed because of cryptocurrency, but there is value behind these companies. What is the value? You had Coinbase that did a direct listing, and even though they were overvalued, you're selling a product, you're selling a service, you're hiring hundreds of employees. There's something behind your company. Most of the crypto billionaires aren't just sitting from home, they invested money and then boom, they cashed out with Bitcoin and that's it. They did stuff outside of that. That's where the value's coming from. It's not just, oh, let me just buy and sell and that's it. It's mind-boggling how people still don't understand this, but I don't care. Whatever. Let them be non-believers. You guys are believers. That's today's video. I mean, I just wanted to go through those comments because I thought they were funny. So if you're new to the channel, let me know your thoughts down below. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great one. Bye.